congrats on this latest movie of yours. I thought it was
Oh,
great.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I was curious if you found the role of Helen to be particularly challenging because you're in sort of a love triangle with twin brothers who happen to be vampires.
It's like a love-hate triangle.
Love, yeah, right.
Yeah. Um, did I find it challenging? I didn't find anything about this challenging. I had the best time.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by just brilliant actors. I loved working with Eros, the director. I mean, from the minute I met Eros, we did a Zoom together. And it was in a very weird, like he was in a train station and we had a very long conversation. And I just liked him immediately. And yeah, it was not a struggle, not a struggle. But there was not hidden, but there was sort of surprises for me, like playing Helen, because all the focus I think was on Damian playing these two parts, and that was really, the thought of that was really fun, and that's where we were all looking. But actually, what I found with Helen was it was really fun to play someone that had such differing relationships with someone that looked exactly, with someone that looked the same. And so I loved playing wife to Peter, and it's slightly cold. There's something going on there. There's a bit of a distance between them.
Right.
And then, Will turns up and she can't be in a room with the man. And I found that playing that struggle really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I loved your performance. I guess I used the word challenging because I didn't know if you were ever like, in the moment looking at Damien as Peter or Will and like, catching yourself like, oh wait, I'm approaching it as the wrong, Damian Lewis kind of thing,
No, that never happened. It was always really obvious who I was looking at.
Yeah.
Although there was another person in the room as well to complicate matters. There was a lovely actor, young actor who would play whoever Damien wasn't playing,
Oh yeah.
whichever part, So there would be some young actor in a wig who, was involved in the production, did such a great job. He would listen to the way Damien would do a scene, and then Damien would like run off, get changed, and then he would do a really good job of playing him. So there was three.
Had you ever played a vampire before? I was looking at all the roles you played. I wasn't
No,
sure.
I played a ghost. That's as close as I got. I played Helena Ravenclaw in Harry Potter,
Right, right, right.
and I got to fly as Helena. Didn't get to fly in this, or get teeth, or any of the fun stuff.
Well, I was also going to ask, I was looking at the timing. I can't believe it's been 10 years since Boardwalk Empire ended. I was such a fan of the show and, your character Margaret, such a huge part of that series, of course. And, I was curious, do you still, stay in touch with anyone from, involved in that show, the cast or crew or?
Do. I do. I saw, actually, it was the last time I was in the States. I saw Steve. I went for dinner with Steve and Tim Van Patten, who was one of the producers and writers, directors in the show. So they're the ones that I'm, yeah, close with, and we keep in touch. Yeah.
Do you miss playing Margaret at all? I mean, do you feel you've been in so many projects, but so many episodes, of that show. I was curious how that role ranks up with, the other movies and TV shows you've been in.
It was incredible. It was such an amazing opportunity to be in a show like that. I miss playing Margaret. I don't miss it. It was very much of a time in my life, and that I'm very grateful for. And I got to experience sort of life in New York. I lived in New York for a number of years when we were filming, and yeah, so it's always nice to go back and visit. But yeah, I think I did. I think I did Margaret. I played her longer than I have anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, she was kind of like the the moral center. I mean, I feel
She
like
could be,
everyone.
but also she was like really immoral at times. She was a real head scratcher sometimes. You know, you think you've got a handle on her, and then you'd get another script in and be like, oh boy, you know.
That's true. Yeah, there were some good little twists where you thought you had a good handle on her character, and you're right, and then something would happen. Yeah, but that
Yeah.
just speaks to how great that show was. It always kept you on your toes.
Yeah.
That's great. Going back to the Radleys, I mean, it's a vampire movie, but it's also there's a lot of relatable, family tropes in the movie.
Mm.
What do you think was your favorite part of, the script? I mean, was it the fun kind of vampire things, or did you like sort of those, the family, dynamics between you and your
I
kid?
love I love the dynamics of the family and the sort of the chaos of when things start to go wrong, they go really, really wrong, and they're just constant scrabbling around and trying to still pretend everything's good, it's all fine, it's all going to be fine, and then something else happens, and Helen just, you know, it has this whole other level of misery and a massive secret, and yeah, it was fun to play.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of relatable stuff in there, even if you're not a vampire,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I also I remember I owned the movie Finding Neverland on DVD back in the day, and that I think this year marks 20 years since that movie came out. And
Yeah,
I
there's a lot of big anniversaries coming up. I think Trainspotting is going to be 30.
When they approached you about T2 Trainspotting, I mean, was there any hesitation there?
I mean, they came around to see me actually. Danny, the director, and Andrew, the producer, came around for a coffee, and I thought this is either it's one or the other. It's like you're not in it, or there's something. And I knew it was one or the other. I knew the something wasn't going to be big, or it would have gone through my agent, and I would have received the script and all that. But yeah, it was really lovely to just get to hang out and experience being in Ewan's company um in a different way, because I was just so nervous and so young, and I was just totally green when we made the first one. And so it was just kind of nice to be on kind of more of a level pegging, sitting around in between takes and chatting, and then there was no pressure on me if the film worked or didn't work or whatever. I was just a little cameo.
Great. Well, and yeah, I can't wait for everyone else to see the Radleys. So thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you, and let's do this on the next one.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Kelly. Take care.